Hello everyone, welcome back to another remote sensing lecture video. And in this lecture video, I want to continue our discussion on image interpretation by talking about that first sort of category or first thing that we're going to look at when trying to identify an image or an object in an image. And that was the idea of tone or color. Now, for a lot of people, this is probably going to be one of the most important. And it sort of hopefully kind of goes without saying that what we're talking about here is when you look at an image, what color is the object? Now I want to make a distinction here between tone and color because we do use both of them. So tone is grayscale. Color is band assignment. And the reason I'm saying color is band assignment is because, as we'll look at some examples in a minute here, it doesn't just have to be the true color that we're used to seeing, right? It certainly can be, and for the vast majority of images it will be, but it doesn't necessarily have to just be a true color image. We could have individual bands, we could have NDVI, or we could have different band assignments, right? We could do false color imagery, or color infrared being the most common. Right, so tone or color is just the color of the object in the scene, or in the image, I should say image, in the image. So let's go ahead and look at some examples here. So let's go ahead and break down what we see in this image based just on color. We have this area right here. This seems to be, lighter green. So this would be light green. Right, we have this area here. Right, this thing right here, this is kind of more of a black color. Dark gray. Right, and now obviously we would hopefully everybody would understand that this is a sort of lawn and this is a driveway. But talking just about color, right, we can say that this is light green in color. We can say this is dark gray in color. We can say that these trees over here, let me use not green, let's do purple. Right, these trees right here, right, these are green or dark green. Right, so again, this is in true color, so these are the way that we would expect to see them. And again, using just color, right, light green, dark gray, dark green. Now, the reason that I wanted to say before I made a point of talking about band assignment is that it's oftentimes possible to get, again, some other form of false color. So this is color infrared, which again is NIR, red, and green. And so you'll see in this case, what was light green over here is now light red. The blacktop is still a dark gray, but the trees up here now are darker red. Right, so color is dependent on the image, or to be able to transition between those colors, right? If you know you're looking at a color infrared image, for example, you would expect vegetation to be pinkish red, right? If someone handed you a true color image and you saw this pinkish red, right, you would not think vegetation. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so again, color is just basically figuring out, well, what color are we seeing and correlating that with what color would we expect to see. And just to show you some examples of tone, right here is the same parts of the same image. So this right here is this right here. Right, and this is the red band. So again, this is that grayscale, and this is the NIR band. And just like you would expect, right, that you could hopefully maybe, and this maybe actually be where you might start to struggle a little bit because you're not used to seeing things in grayscale, right? But we can see here that we have this region right here, right, in this image, right? This region right here, right? This is dark gray, right? But in this region right here, right? This is the same area, right? In IR, this is a brighter gray, or a bright, let's try not butcher my handwriting there. This is now a bright gray. Right, so going from the red, which is dark gray, to the NIR, which is bright gray, right? That transition in tone tells you something, right? And if you know anything about vegetation, you would know, right? Lower in the red, high in NIR. So this transition from dark gray to bright gray indicates that this is likely vegetation. And if we had a true color image, right, you would see that this is in fact vegetation. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, nothing too complicated here. Just the idea that we're trying to describe things based on their color. So hopefully that makes sense. And as always, please reach out. Thank you.